Hey, what's up? It's Michael here. Gonna do a video on Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, more so Season 0 and leading up to the actual series into Duel Monsters, because I'm a big fan and I have sort of a hatred for the anime, but the manga, that's where it's at in my opinion. But anyway, before I start to talk about that, I just want to say if you enjoy, like, subscribe, and share it out, that'd be much appreciated. I'm gonna be doing, a lot of content, like, similar to this, so, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna start this off with one of my, like, favorite clips from the whole Season 0 thing, because, like, clearly, look, he has a gun, he has a hostage who's working at this diner, and, he's asking, you could read the subtitles, he's asking for, alcohol and, like, some food or whatever. And then there's Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, oh, okay, here you go. And I'm assuming you could kind of guess next what's gonna happen. He's gonna turn into Yami, like Dark Yugi, I suppose would be a way to put that. And as a big fan, this is really cool to see. Like the before Duel Monsters happened. Like, I used to play the card game a lot, but never really watched the anime, mostly because it was really dumbed down, I suppose. Like, they took out, like, all the cool stuff like this. And obviously as a kid and stuff, like, growing older, I didn't really know about it till later on, because, the internet wasn't necessarily a thing until I got older. And seeing stuff like this, hearing about this, is really crazy and cool, especially when I got into the manga and I started to read it, because, I distinctly remember even seeing Pegasus get his eye ripped out, and that was awesome. And another part of Season 0 that I actually do remember reading, see, I think I distinctly remember him hanging someone, but I could be completely off, excuse me, because, like, all this stuff that happens, like, Yugi, I guess Yami, killing people is kind of, like, in their mind, because that's what the whole shadow game thing is, like, the penalty game, as he so calls it. Like Season 0, he doesn't challenge people to a duel, but he would challenge them to, like, a shadow game, like I said. And if he explained the rules, the game's always different. And obviously, as human beings, we each have our, like, demons, we have our nightmares, we have our hopes and dreams. And essentially what happened is, if you were to lose the game, whatever the person obsessed over, they would be trapped inside their mind, doing that thing, good or bad, scary or good. They'd end up just be killing themselves in a way, like, just. And that's the show's version of, like, the Shadow Realm. Instead of being a concrete, dark imprisonment, you'd be in your own mind, and it's really creative, really interesting, quite demented, and yeah, like, look what Yami's doing right now. He has this plan already laid out. He's just gonna light up the cigarette, quote unquote, accidentally drop it on his hand, and just pour. And while he's pouring it out, and you could kind of assume what's gonna happen next. He's gonna burn alive. Now, I'm not gonna really spoil anything, but I'm gonna let this clip play out for a little bit longer, and you tell me what you'd rather have. Something like this, or, Duel Monsters.
やはりルールを守ることができなかったようだな。なんだあの額の目は。闇のゲームは人間の本性を暴き出す。ルールを破った者には運命の罰ゲーム。このガキふざけやがって。闇の扉が開かれた。
Alright, and then the fire dragon eats him. And Did it really happen? Is he actually burning alive? No, he's in his own mind. Trapped inside because of the penalty game, what Yami did. And, like I said, that's the show's version of the Shadow Realm. And, there's a lot more, like, I guess, penalty game punishments that have been through Season 0. There's, I believe, I could actually check this, but I believe there's 27 of these Season 0 episodes. Yeah, there's 27. Made by Toei, aired April 4th to October 10th, 1998, all that stuff. And it's just really, really crazy that, stuff like that happened. So it really kind of, made me, have a bad taste in my mouth finding out that the show could have been that instead, now it's obviously, most people know it as, the Duel Monsters, the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff. And while that's cool and all, it was neat, I used to play the card game, I'm pretty sure I already said that. Just no arc really could compare to how it was. I mean, obviously, growing up, I'm sure most of us watched, the 4Kids version, where they took away guns. The character names became, more Americanized, like me saying Taya and stuff. Like Joey Wheeler, Tristan Taylor. I'm not saying it's a bad, change, it's a bad dub. I would never really got into it, because it didn't seem as cool as, what Season 0 brought. And on top of that, even watching the 4Kids version, they took away things like hexagrams and just they just made some cards dumbed down, and it just seemed like they were treating us like little babies, which I guess it's understandable because they're trying to market a children's card game and all that. But it's just funny thinking about the Shadow Realm and then trapped inside your own mind sort of concept. Because, yeah, I guess a child might understand the Shadow Realm more so, but that's kind of still dark and scary. And I guess psychologically trapped inside your own mind would kind of ruin young minds in itself. I don't know what I'm really trying to get at, but point being, there's a bunch of other cool stuff that happens in Season 0. I mean, I believe that there was a Duel Monsters match between Seto and, Yami at one time, and that turned into something, but that's when the whole Duel Monsters thing really started. I'm not really gonna get too far into series. I'm not really gonna spoil much. I just wanted to show that one scene and just get into it a little, talk about Yu-Gi-Oh, have a grand old time. Now I could get more in depth and stuff, but I don't know how many people really want to watch that, and if you do, let me know. I could do more research, kind of get more into it, just instead of talking off the top of my head, just rambling. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's gonna be the end of this though, so if you enjoyed me just kind of rambling, talking about Season 0 of Yu-Gi-Oh! At least that's what we call it, obviously it was just called Yu-Gi-Oh! And whatever. I don't know what I was saying. The point being, internationally, the Duel Monsters section just became Yu-Gi-Oh! When it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, and then there's Yu-Gi-Oh! They're two separate series, I guess, technically. I don't know. I'm gonna end this here. Hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I know this was probably a terrible video, but I showed something cool. I showed the clip. I liked that a lot, so I thought that was neat. Hope you stick around, subscribe, all that jazz. Let's break 2 likes, please. Yes, bye. Have a great day.